check it out. Just finished the Halloween event and got this awesome pet chair. Now all I need's a rope. I want to max a hardcore Iron Man, but there's two problems. One, this is the highest level account I have to date, which doesn't even have a single 99. And two, I get bored easily and try to do content I really should not be doing. This is actually my 7th attempt at playing a hardcore. The most recent one died doing TOA, which isn't a big surprise because this was my setup when I started. I started doing TOA to help my team in a clan bingo event, and despite getting spooned a fang and winning the bingo, I kept going until I inevitably made a mistake and died. This time around, I want to find a better balance between focusing on maxing the account but still doing the content I like when I'm actually ready for it. I've been wanting to make videos for a while now, and I feel like this is the perfect time because it will help me stay motivated to reach my goals, but also you guys can help me find the balance between PVM, gear progression, and overall account progression. So, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome back to episode 2 of my Hardcore Iron Man series. If you missed the first episode, there will hopefully be a playlist link in the description so you can get caught up. So, I want to talk about my approach to the early game. The way that I see RuneScape as a whole is basically a list of goals and obstacles. For every one thing you want to do, there's like 10 things you should be doing first to either unlock it or make it more efficient. Let me give you an example. Let's say I want to do barrows on my mid-game iron. Well, I can't access Mauritania without first doing Priest in Peril. So, okay, I do that quest, now I'm ready to go, but I need a decent way to get there. Could do the Shades of Morton quest to unlock a minigame teleport, but that has a cooldown, so really I should wait until I have the magic level to put a barrows teleport in my house. Because, efficiency. Also, if I do the Mori Hard Diary, I'll get 50% more runes, so might as well get that done. Turns out you need 70 prayer for that. I guess I could get prayer passively while training Slayer, and now I need to go fishing because I need food to get through my Slayer tasks. And now that I've done all of that and I can do barrows the most efficient way possible, I do like 10 KC, get bored, and come up with a new goal. Sound familiar? This can get pretty frustrating, and the earlier on you are in your account progression, you will run into this with almost everything you want to do. So while I do think setting goals for your account is important, I would say at the start of an account, removing the obstacles before they're a problem is even more important. Best way to do that is mass questing, especially quests with big XP rewards to skip early training methods, and also unlocking as many teleports or transportation methods as we can. So in this episode, we are going to unlock what is, in my opinion, the best teleport in the game. But first, we need to get over to Artie. So in order to get over to Artie, we just use the minigame teleport to Soul Wars, and then are going to use the Edgeville Wilderness lever, which will take us into the Deep Wilderness, and then from there will take us to Artie. Also, from the Artie side, went back into the Wilderness, then back to Artie, because that is an achievement diary task. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But anyways, I have never had any issues doing this on any account, but if for some reason you're worried about it on your account, there is also the boat in Remington, which can take you just south of Artie Market. Okay, now that we're here, gonna stop at the general store. This general store sells rope, and honestly, I think you should buy as much as you possibly can whenever you get here, because I feel like at some point in all of my accounts, I get to a point where I go to do a quest and I never have enough rope. So definitely useful pickup there. Gonna get started stealing cake from the Artie Market. It's decent early game thieving XP, good early food, and it's a great way to stay in shape. Now, this is normally the part of the video where they bring in the montage music and rapid fire level up clips to prove they know how to count, and I definitely could have done that, I just, I didn't feel like it. Almost forgot to mention, for anyone who's using this like a guide, as well as banking the cakes, you should also bank 11 pieces of bread. Those are for future quests. You need 10 for Death Plateau and 1 for Merlin's Crystal. I usually bank a couple extras just in case, but yeah, there you go. Okay, so now that we've stolen enough cake to make obesity RuneScape's newest skill, we can move on over to the silk stall, and we can actually trade silk back to the silk merchant to get a little bit of money, and it's a step in the Artie Easy Diary. Okay, you know what? That's enough Silk. Okay, so I gave you that whole speech about mass questing and unlocking transportation, and then immediately did none of that and went straight into thieving. Just stick with me for a minute here, it's gonna make sense later. Here is the first quest of the video done, and I'll tell you what, normally I do not like doing this quest at all, but compared to guiding Andy through the first episode, the sheep were pretty easy. Next up, we are going to start Dwarf Cannon and basically follow this quest up until the point where it tells you to go to the Dwarven, basically the north of Falador. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we can get into some of the more exciting quests, but before we do, I'm going to head up to Barbarian Assault and talk to the one NPC there, can't think of the name or anything, but basically you just have to go there and say that you've done it before, that you can skip the training, and then you will have access to the minigame teleport to get back to that area. Waterfall quest. This is really the first quest we've done that makes me feel like I'm a hero going on an actual adventure to do something important. It starts with you talking to Almera, and she tells you that her son, who can't swim, is looking for treasure by the river, and you offer to bring him home or something, but the story is much deeper than that. Not really sure how or why, because we spacebar through everything, and we aren't even going to finish this quest right now, but yeah, cool stuff. So we went as far as we could with Waterfall up until it told us to enter the Tree Gnome Village maze, and then ended up over here doing the Fight Arena quest, where we had our first, well, I guess second boss fight quest of the account, because Witch's House, but I don't know. This one just seems more dangerous. It's really not at all, because there's a skeleton in the way and nothing can hit us, but you know, yeah. Okay. I thought I had something interesting to say here, but I don't. Goodbye. Okay, there's Fight Arena done, giving us 29 attack and 24 thieving. Next up here is Tree Gnome Village done. Sadly, King Bolrin's wife was brutally slaughtered, but he was just happy to get his balls back. Now, I want to take a second to talk about this fight. I brought over my main account and used it to body block the Khazard Warlord. Now, does this make this an unethical Iron Man? Yes. But does it make me a bitch? Also, yes. Look, I don't see this as cheating. Maybe you see things different, but there is a way to safe spot this guy without a second account. I'm just too stupid to figure out what that is, and this is much faster. Also, there's another quest, Tourist Trap. You literally do the same thing, except you use an NPC. I just brought one with me. I don't know what to tell you. Now that those quests are out of the way, we can get back to Waterfall Quest, which you might think means that we're going to go save that kid, but actually we're just after the treasure. I'm sure we get back to him eventually though, right?
Quest completed.
There is Waterfall done, bringing us all the way up to 40 attack and 30 strength. Decided to stay here and kill some fire giants. We even got our first combat achievement, Hardcore Iron Man, by the way. And yeah, really good to train here in these days. Ever since they made the changes to elemental weakness, you get a lot more XP per rune, killing fire giants with water spells. So it's really good early XP for magic. And here we managed to hit 200 total level, which you can see in the chat there. Sucks not having the level ups show in the chat. But like I said in the first episode, we shut it off for places just like that. That is a good example of somewhere where you can get stalled out and die if you're not in the safe spot when you happen to level up. So it's worth it in the end. Just made my way over to the grocery shop in the Grand Tree, picking up a couple of things for the next few quests we're doing, including a bucket of milk, dwellberries, and chocolate dust. Alright, so at the beginning of the video, I mentioned we would unlock what I think is the best teleport in the game, at least for early game, and that is the Artie Cloak. The Artie Cloak is an unlimited teleport to the monastery south of East Ardoon, and it is obtained by completing the Artie Easy Diary. Now, what is it that makes this teleport so good? The biggest thing is, like I said, it's unlimited. No runes, no charges, and it's extremely close to a Fairy Ring, which we haven't unlocked those yet, but when we do, the combination gives us teleports all over the map, all completely free. It's also pretty close to a spirit tree, which we did unlock when we finished Tree Gnome Village. Also, not a lot of people talk about this one, but it's also decently close to a boat that can take you to either Remington or Brimhaven, which then from Brimhaven puts you right next to a charter ship, which can take you to a lot of other places that are a bit awkward to travel to. Another thing is that it is right next to an altar to recharge your prayer and a bush farming patch, which is where we're probably going to get like 90% of our white berries for super defense potions, but that's like way later in the account. Pretty much short version, everything we do in the early to mid game is going to be sped up a lot just by having this one item. So let's go ahead and take a look at the requirements. Okay, so looking at the wiki page, the only requirements that it actually lists are Biohazard, Rune Mysteries, and 5 Thieving, but we do need to have the Silk, which we got 20 Thieving for that. Also, the Rusty Sword that we need, we're going to pickpocket ham members, so that was 15 Thieving right there. So that's why we opted in to do that first. And then the only other thing is for the quest, it's Rune Mysteries and Biohazard, but you have to do Plague City in order to do Biohazard. So, first quest on our list for the RD Achievement Diary is Plague City, which is done. Gives us a nice little bit of mining XP, and also allows us to teleport to RD later on when we get the magic level. But yeah, I don't think I specifically said this, but all the items that we were buying at the Grand Tree were for that quest. And then we're just gonna go right next door and get started with Biohazard. Now, once again, we're gonna get sent on a random tangent because we did Biohazard as far as we could, but at this point, it's telling us to go to Varrock, and we're right next to Falador, so we might as well head up there and get everything we can done on the way, including mining everything we need for Doric's quest, buying an iron chain body for Black Knight's Fortress, starting the Knight's Sword, starting Black Knight's Fortress, starting and finishing Doric's quest, continue Black Knight's Fortress. Side point real quick here, if this spell, potion, whatever this is so specific that it has to be a cabbage from the Draenor village, shouldn't I be able to throw literally fucking anything in there and fuck it up? Okay, anyways, remember when we started Dwarf Cannon? Good times, good times. Finish one quest and immediately start another. Time for a recruitment drive. This is a pretty simple quest too, as long as you know how to flinch. I'm actually not sure if we could survive this fight without flinching with our current stats, but this way is just nice and simple.
Quest completed.
There's recruitment drive done, giving us level 10 in agility, herblore, and prayer, which is pretty nice. That's going to help us out with the quest in the next episode, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. Finally made our way over to Varrock to do the next step of Biohazard. There was supposed to be a clip. I talked to Reldo for the next step of Knight's Sword, but yeah, now I can't find it. Doesn't matter, spoiler alert, we don't finish that in this episode anyways.
Rusty swords. It also is
Oh,
a good place
I got it.
Never mind. Fuck
Hell yeah. Fuck fishing trailer. I was here for like literally I've been logged in for 4 minutes. So, but honestly, that's a good tip for the future because I cannot tell you how many times like I will be pickpocketing the ham members and I get kicked out of here like 20 fucking times. So I don't know if there's an actual lore reason for the achievement diaries. I always assumed it was for like being a hero or being part of each town's community or something. So these tasks, I have questions. Anyways, here is us window shopping in a different town about a mile away from Artie, asking this random guy, who's also not an Artie by the way, what the rusty sword-shaped object in our inventory could be. Literally just getting on this boat. We don't have to do anything, we don't have to play the minigame, just get on the boat, stuff starts to happen, get the fuck out. Yay, more window shopping. Have another wizard use a teleport spell on us, we still don't have to do anything. And last but not least, we have to go tell King Lathis that COVID isn't real, so he'll let us into a super secret training camp. Alright, well, there it is, we did it. Not exactly sure what, but we did it. Look, to be fair, I'm pretty sure the NPC that gives us the cloak is wasted, so whatever. Alright, just gonna talk to 2 pints over here, get the cloak. Now, we also get an XP lamp that we can only use in a skill above level 30, which as of right now is literally just attack and strength. So I'm probably gonna hold on to that, and I think while I'm editing, I'm gonna do some AFK woodcutting, so I'll probably just use it on that. You know, there's a joke in here somewhere about me giving this ghost head, and I definitely did not forget to finish this quest when I came back to Lumbridge to go to the ham hideout. I was just saving it so I could show you how OP the Artie cloak is and how quick we can get back to the other side of the map. So, yeah, watch how awesome this is. And boom, just like that, we're back to Artie. And yeah, I guess while we're here, we'll do the Monk's Friend quest. I know it's probably stupid, but the end of this quest always makes me so happy. I love the little balloons and everything. Every time that I see somebody doing this quest, I have to run over and dance with them. But yeah, I don't know if you remember, but in the first episode, we did 14 fire making on the roof in Lumbridge. And the reason why is because doing this quest will get us to 14 woodcutting. So we have to do that last level here anyways, but we get to completely skip over the bronze axe, do the last level with steel axe, do the fire making at the same time, and we'll end up with 15-15 and can go forward from there. So I'm going to start editing this video, and I'll do some AFK woodcutting. Okay, so I tricked you, and this is being recorded. This is the end of the second episode is happening right now. How do you feel about that?
What do you mean?
I'm recording you right now. I'm about to, in a second here, get a level up, and it's going to be a really important level up, and this is the clip. This is in the video. What do you have to say to all the people who are going to be bummed out that you weren't in this episode?
See you next time.
That's it?
That's all.
What the fuck, man? I mistimed the fuck out of this. I'm still going. Not gonna edit anything. Hey, there we go. Level 50 fire making. So now, if we wanted to, we can go to Wintertod, but we're not going to. Also, you guys gotta check this out. Look at all the fucking loot that I got. Literally just AFK here, woodcutting. This is all just from either woodcutting or random events. But yeah, probably gonna stay here until I get 50 woodcutting too. Alright, but yeah, that's the end of the video. Subscribe and all that shit. Bye.